So a few weeks ago, I put out a video saying that very long wires may produce a ton of gain off the ends. It was unsubstantiated. I didn't really know. It's just pause there because this is possibly one of the most important videos in terms of science I'm going to do this year. Let's watch this, then we're going to do the results, and let's have a chat about it because I'm going to want your comment, all right? So bear with me for a few minutes, then we'll come back into the bunker and I'll show you something, all right? Here we go. So I thought what we'd do today is actually build one. So this is going to be 160 metres long end fed, and it's only going to be waist height, about 1 metre off the ground. Now I've had one piece of data in since I produced that video, which is a fella with a 70-foot high hex beam, and he said I think on 20 or 10 metres he was getting a really good gain, right? As good as 70 feet on a hex beam. Now I don't know how high that 160 metres, so I'm just waiting on Django to finish his wee. I don't know how high that was, but anyway, we'll go in the field. I'll just come have a quick recce and have a look. Basically what we're going to do is put this thing all the way down the fence line, literally just on top of the fence, and 160 metres takes us roughly to the gate right at the bottom of this lot. Now the problem I've got, I'll just let Django off the lead, hang on. The problem I've really got is that if we look down this fence line, it's very difficult to get a wire like at 3 metres high because we're into all this stuff here. It's just really impossible. I could fly a drone right over the top as a test, you know, with a really thin line. I've got some line, but I think the easy way is just literally to come down this and just go across the top of the fence all the way down to the gate at the bottom. So we'll get 2 reels of 100-metre wire. We'll take 40 metres off one, and then we'll just start running it down. Coax that currently feeds the loop, the big loop, the loop that goes all the way around the field. We'll just use that coax because I only really want it for receive. I mean, it'll probably transmit, but I'm really after this extra receive. Can we get more gain? To the US, you see, is that way. Can we get more gain to the US? I'm after a couple of extra dB because sometimes the problem is somebody calling me and I can just make them out and no more. Leave. Leave. Good boy. Go on. So I know some people are going to go, oh, isn't the fence going to interfere? We don't know. It doesn't really matter, right? Honestly, just ignore the fence, right? You know, it's so close to what's going to be the antenna. It's kind of, it will be the antenna. So I think it's an irrelevant question. Don't worry about it, all right? Everything interferes with everything, all right? It's the way it is. Anyway, let's sort this out. Now, to assist us in this endeavour, we have a 64:1 transformer that Mike M0 MSN kindly made. In fact, he made me 10 of these to sell. I've never sold them. They're in stock. If you want one, let me know. They're supposed to be very high powered end feds. Oh, there it is. Good, end fed. Alright, in there, out there. There's not much to it, sir. So we'll stick this near the ground. So this will be kind of inverted L, but only like waist height, about 1 metre off the ground. Could transmit through this, couldn't we? If we get a decent match. So we'll bring it through to an SO239 on the back of the radio, in which case we'll need a bit of Vaseline on this as well. in my world, everything seems to be temporary. You know what I mean? And then becomes permanent. But anyway, it is temporary. Let's put you on the floor and see what I'm doing. That'll do for a bit more difficult than I thought. It's going to be as is usual. Yeah, you're on your own. It's a bit windy, it's been drizzly, and ideally I should have prepared better and used the drone to fly it over some of the branches. On average, it's about head height. It goes higher in some places. Let's switch it on, see what it does. Moderately impressed so far. Alright, it tunes on every band. 160, it's about 1.5 to 1, as it so happens. It tunes about 3.5 megahertz, just under 7 megahertz. 14's fine. What's it doing up here? Hold on, please. 2 to 1, 3 to 1 up at 10 meter band. So the whole idea of this isn't general reception, like maybe a receive loop. It's to get very low angle receive capability in a couple of directions. Just so happens I've put that roughly head height on average, I think you saw. It's facing roughly USA, okay? So I'm expecting when I get a very marginal signal on the 20 meter band, will this 160 meter lift it up a whisker? If I can get another 3, 4, 5 dB out of it, then it's all been worthwhile. It doesn't matter how much power I've ever run, I've always had someone relaying, oh, by the way, there's a VK calling you, or there's a guy in Texas calling you. You know, with his little G5 RV in his apple tree. I've never, always wanted to find a way of pulling him out, if you know what I mean. Is this going to do it? I'm going to play some clips now. I might do a little bit of background. I might stop it and play it occasionally, because I'm right in the middle of the edit here. Because this is the bit I want the discussion on. All right, so without further ado, let's play this. Might have to rewind a couple of times in case you miss it, but watch this.
Right, stand by Europe, stand by Europe. Any USA or North America, go ahead.
Right, stop there, because we are receiving both in stereo. So my left ear is the standard DX Commander, and the right ear is this new receive only pointing USA. All right.
Delta Ocean Hotel, stand by. Kilo Ocean 4, Kilo Mike. Very good day. You're about 5 and 3 in my right ear. Over.
By the way, it's Queen Mike. I do correct it afterwards if you hear it. Just don't worry about it.
USL, you're 5-5 on the Central Florida. Kilo Oscar 4, Quebec Mike clear.
So what we've done in post-production, I took the right ear, the receive antenna, and I copied it over to the left, all right? You can do that in Adobe Premiere. So I got rid of the transmit antenna, and that was both ears on the receive.
USL, you're 5-5 on the Central Florida. Kilo Oscar 4, Quebec Mike clear. USL, you're 5-5 on the Central Florida. Kilo Oscar 4, Quebec Mike clear.
KD2 WFW. Hey Jeff, not a bad signal. 54, something like that. Over.
Oh, Roger, Callum. I have you at about a 55 in Central New York today.
So if you've got headphones, go and get them now and put them on, because occasionally in the stereo you will hear what's going on. Here we go.
Oh, Roger, Callum. I have you at about a 55 in Central New York today. Oh, Roger, Callum. I have you at about a 55 in Central New York today.
Yeah, you from the 5.
You might think, what's happened there? All right. When I played back the right ear, which is the one facing the USA, the Italy Uniform 5 disappeared. Watch that again.
Yeah, you from the 5. Yeah, you from the 5.
So in other words, the vertical's doing an omnidirectional job. All right. That long wire is most of the gain is towards the US, you see. There is some front to back, because occasionally I can hear quite well the other way. but obviously not Italy because it's a bit further south and it was off that axis.
Tango Lima, stand by. Whiskey 1, make your call.
Whiskey 1 Bravo, Lima.
So this is exactly what this antenna is for. A quiet guide I can hardly hear. So that was on the dedicated receive. Let's go to the vertical. All right, this is ideal. This is the 3 to 6 dB that I'm after. Anyway, sorry to interrupt, all right?
Thank you for the 5 and 9. You're 5 and 7. 57. Happy New Year. 73. Good luck. Thank you for the 5 and 9. You're 5 and 7. 57. Happy New Year. 73. Good luck.
So why was Tambit so loud there? Because it was the omnidirectional first hop. He's in Serbia, relatively close to us. Just lovely receive. What you would expect from any good vertical antenna. All right, it's that long haul stuff that's the worry.
73, Tambit, thanks. Who's the Papa Kilo?
Kilo Papa 4 Papa Kilo. Kilo Papa 4 Papa Kilo. Kilo Papa 4 Papa Kilo.
Roger, Callum. About 5 and 2 here, 5 and 2 for you. I know I'm not getting there very well. Roger, 5 and 2 here, 5 and 2 for you. I know I'm not getting there very well.
So this is typical, isn't it? There's John on his 100 watts. And I just need to lift him up. And that dedicated receive, I know it's an end fed, 64 to 1, that's all it is. Long piece of wire.
Roger, Callum. About 5 and 2 here, 5 and 2 for you. I know I'm not getting there very well.
CQ, over.
Kilo, Oscar 4, Quebec, Mike. Kilo, Oscar 4, Quebec, Mike. Kilo, Oscar 4, Mike. Kilo, Oscar 4, Quebec, Mike.
So this is on 10 metres now. All right, so we're 16 wavelengths long, aren't we? Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's good to hear you. You're a 5-5 strong into Florida today. No QSB, you sound really good.
121.
You're a 5-5 strong into Florida today.
Got to interrupt there. Did you hear the very beginning of that where somebody said 121? That was clearly must have been in Europe. Because on the dedicated receive antenna, we could hardly hear the 121, but when we played it back on the vertical, he was much louder. Let's see.
No QSB, you sound really good.
121.
See that? 121.
You're a 5-5 strong into Florida today. No QSB, you sound really good. Oh, yeah, it's good to hear you. You're a 5-5 strong into Florida today. No QSB, you sound really good. No QSB, you sound really good. No QSB, you sound really good.
So the aim of this, I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect my own antenna, right? I am fascinated. I mean, I can turn up the power as much as I want, right? I've got like almost limitless amounts of power. But you don't want to use all that power if someone at the other end can hear you very well, but you can't hear them. I've always said I don't mind someone with amplifiers as long as they can hear the 100-watt guy with the apple tree and the dipole, that, if you know what I mean. So I don't care as long as he's got good ears. So this is a specialist antenna. I appreciate it. We're not all going to have 160 meters available. But it's important to me because although the 1959 ARRL handbook, which Wendy got for me for my Christmas because I was born in 1959, it mentions all this. And the beverage antenna, that exists as well. Exactly the same concept, but it's grounded at the other end with a 400, 500, 600 ohm resistor. Now that's the next one we've got to do. The other thing we've got to do is get this thing go right over the top of the trees. What happens when we lift it up higher? What happens if we lay it on the ground completely? So there's a lot more experiments we want to do to continue the stealth receive antenna world. Could we have a switch? Could we have, that's VK, there's ZL, North America, South America, for instance. Fascinating stuff. So what can you do now? I want you to hit the share button, if you don't mind, and send this video to one person you know to make sure they've watched it so you can discuss it with them and see if they can come on here and leave a comment for us. What experience have you had about taking a transmit antenna, 64-to-1 end fed, and doing something a little bit special with it? All right, because I'm loving this. What we haven't done is a dedicated 40-meter nighttime test yet, so we got to do that next, haven't we? And on 80, because we've got 2 wavelengths on 80 meters. This should give us an edge over even a regular dipole, all right? Or a loop, or a mega loop, or a vertical, or whatever else. We're going to cut down the background noise, and we're going to get that signal to noise ratio up in our favour. If you want to watch those videos when they come out, can you please hit the subscribe button? Because I don't want you missing out on this when in the end, in 6 months' time, we got a conclusion like, fence height, 160 metres, 80 metres. Let's do some different lengths. Don't want you missing out on that because there's a good education piece coming out for me, all right? Because I've just done a search across the whole of YouTube. No one's talking about very long end feds having good receive. Nobody, all right? So, because, I like to learn from this as well. I thought, someone else might have done this. And they haven't. So, I had an inkling. It's worked out this time. Sometimes it doesn't, remember. But we are rediscovering, as a community, the ARRL books going back 50 years, all right? That everybody seems to have forgotten. Now it's all about gear, connectors, and coax, and HTs, and the latest radio from Icom. Bits of wire can make a real difference between you succeeding and you succeeding a little less, all right? And just picking that extra 3 to 6 dB up is a dream, believe you me.
Stand by Europe, stand by Europe. Any USA or North America, go ahead.
Kilo, Oscar 4, Quebec, Victor 8, Delta Ocean Hotel.
Delta Ocean Hotel, stand by. Kilo Ocean 4, Kilo Mike. Very good day. You're about 5 and 3 in my right ear, over.
US down here, 55, under Central Florida. Kilo, Oscar 4, Quebec, Mike, clear. US down here, 55, under Central Florida. Kilo, Oscar 4, Quebec, Mike, clear. US down here, 55, under Central Florida. Kilo, Oscar 4, Quebec, Mike, clear.
KD2, WFW. Hey, Jeff, not a bad signal, 54, something like that, over.
Oh, Roger, Callum. I have you at about a 55 in central New York today. Oh, Roger, Callum. I have you at about a 55 in central New York today. Oh, Roger, Callum. I have you at about a 55 in central New York today.
Yeah, you from 5. Yeah, uniform 5.
Tango Lima, stand by. Whiskey 1, make your call.
Whiskey 1 Bravo, Lima. Yeah, you're 5353 Victor Tango.
Thank you for the 5 and 9. You're 5 and 7. 57. Happy New Year. 73. Good luck. Thank you for the 5 and 9. You're 5 and 7. 57. Happy New Year. 73. Good luck.
73, Tambit. Thanks. Who's the Papa Kilo?
Kilo, Papa 4, Papa Kilo. Kilo, Papa 4, Papa Kilo. Kilo, Papa 4, Papa Kilo.
Roger, Callum. About 5 and 2 here. 5 and 2 for you. I know I'm not getting there very well. Roger, Callum. 5 and 2 here. 5 and 2 for you. I know I'm not getting there very well. Roger, Callum. About 5 and 2 here. 5 and 2 for you. I know I'm not getting there very well.
CQ, over.
Kilo, Oscar 4, Quebec, Mike. Kilo, Oscar 4, Quebec, Mike. Kilo, Oscar 4, Mike. Kilo, Oscar 4, Quebec, Mike. Oh, yeah, it's good to hear you. You're a 5-5 strong into Florida today. No QSB, you sound really good.
121.
You're a 5-5 strong into Florida today. No QSB, you sound really good. Oh, yeah, it's good to hear you. You're a 5-5 strong into Florida today. No QSB, you sound really good. No QSB, you sound really good. No QSB, you sound really good.
Nick's video's here. Maybe if you haven't watched it, I'll put the other video down below it of the receive loop demonstration we did, because that was fun as well. All right. In the meantime, a jolly good day. I'll give you a little salute. All the best. Bye for now.